Alright, so I've spent pretty much the majority of the last 10 hours or so working on a major update for the mod pack and trying to iron out some of the long-standing issues we've been having. As a result of this, I have finally discovered the true reason why people have been having problems with Journey Map, keeping their map data, and as well as JEI bookmarks and recipe lookup history. So, all the mysteries have finally been solved. But before I get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about finding your folders and figuring out like how to fix all this stuff. So one of the easiest ways to get to it that I have found is, case in point, if you just go to your like start menu and run, bring up this command box, or you can also hold down the Windows key and press R. It also brings up that command box. And then what you want to type is %sign app data. Oh crap! I thought it was gonna fill it in, not actually do it. %sign app data, and then another %sign, and this is gonna open a hidden folder on your computer, which is hidden by default. Now, if you want to change that setting so it's not hidden, you would hit these three little dots here. Go to is it options? Yeah, and then on the view tab, this thing here says hidden files and folders. By default, it's set to don't show hidden files, folders, or drives. Change it to show hidden file, folders, or drives. And then whatever your Windows username is, it's going to be in your username folder. You see, it's like it's partially grayed out because it's a hidden folder. But yeah. And then the folder you want to focus on is the roaming one. This is typically where most programs on your computer keep their settings and other personal data and whatever. Like, this is where Chrome keeps your bookmarks, or Firefox, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, case in point, we have, somewhere down this list, Prism Launcher, or probably CurseForge, if you have CurseForge is going to be in there as well. And then we want to go to the instances. This is where all the different mod packs are installed. And then Astria Porta. And then what we have here, this is what I figured out. So with the journey map folder, in the data folder, under MP for multiplayer, you're going to have different folders for all the servers you've connected to, or at least is what the game, or at least what it thinks different servers you've connected to. If for some reason the server ID changes, even if it's the same server technically, it will create a new folder and you'll start from scratch with your settings and waypoints and all that. Case in point, also, apparently, if you rename what the server is in Minecraft on the multiplayer screen, it also generates a new folder. So this is probably what's been happening, is I've been issuing the server.dat file with the updates with whatever I had it named, just Minecraft. And then if you guys rename it, then it changes the folder and it's where all your stuff's kept. And then I issue an update and then it goes back to what I had. And then you lose all your stuff. So that's probably like 99%. That's what's been happening. Case in point, I discovered that today because I renamed it Astria Porta Official on my end. And it generated a new folder, and I noticed that like all my maps were gone. And I was like, what the hell? And I finally figured this out. And I even did this while the game was running, and it worked. Is I just took all the folders that were in here and then copied them into the new one it made. And instantly my maps and waypoints came back up and everything. And that even worked while the game was running. So if the game's not running, I mean, you're laughing, whatever, it's fine. But this is like all your discovered map images and everything. So that's why that's been happening, and that's where that folder is, where that data is kept. In the journey map folder, that's just in the Minecraft instance folder, not in the mods folder or the config folder. It's kept on the side of its own separate thing. So that should be a lot less of a problem moving forward because this new update, especially for Prism Launcher, should actually update your instance instead of creating a new one. So a little bit of a breakthrough there. We'll get to that in a second. But also, another thing I've been doing with the JEI thing is sometimes, a lot of times when I've been issuing updates, I've been issuing the entire config folder. But apparently JEI stores your settings. Yeah, here we go. Your bookmarks and your lookup history in the config folder. So if I issue you the config folder from me, you're getting my bookmarks or no bookmarks. Probably because it might also be tied to a username. So it's just like you're just getting nothing. So I am now excluding the JEI config folder from any future updates. So that way, basically, the first time you start the game, if you have no JEI config, it'll generate its own default configs, and then you can change whatever settings from there. Or if you already have a JEI config, then you're going to keep yours and keep your bookmarks and your history and everything. So that should also no longer be an issue. Also, I spent a lot of time making more scripts. So now ingots and ore should be much more sane. I tried to make it so there's only one type of ingot for each type. And I tried to prioritize it by dominant mods. Like zinc and brass belong to create, so whenever you process any kind of brass or zinc, it's gonna make that mod's version of it, because that's like the mod that uses that material the most. They should still have recipe unification across other mods as well, but just for like eye candy and aesthetic, I prefer the zinc ingot texture from Create. I just think it looks nicer than whatever else we had. Also, ore generation has been completely fixed, so there should no longer be like 7 different types of lead. And on top of that, I have got a script in here to retroactively remove the extra ores from the world chunks that have already been generated, because apparently that's a thing that's possible. So going forward, it will be a lot less cluttered to do mining with different types of materials. And then any other future problems should be able to take care of with things like that. But I spent a lot of time trying to optimize everything and clean stuff up. That's been like a long-standing issue. On top of that, I added literally a shitload of mods, and I removed some other ones that we weren't using or that were like not important, like the immersive overlays. Nobody wanted that. Nobody was using it. It was just clutter, so I took it out, etc., etc. And I added a lot more fun stuff, and I also updated a lot of the mods to their latest versions as much as I could. There's 1 or 2 mods that can't be updated because they have a dependency on an older version of what something's already in the pack. But it is what it is. Yeah, we got Bibliocraft now. Artifacts. Avaricia, RF tools, dimensions. Concrete can now be smelted, still using water. I just thought that was a nice automation thing, because I can't be asked to wash concrete. And then upon request, I've also added the what was it, the vault, the create vault vertical thing or something. Also, I added these mods to let us ping stuff. I thought that might be useful. I've also added this server management one I wanted to try. But yeah, that's about it. I've been messing with it for hours, testing everything, and overall it seems pretty smooth. And I think it's just going to be a lot better going forward. So anyway, so what I've done now is I'm exporting the pack instead of a Prism launcher zip. I'm exporting it as a Modriv MR pack, Mr. Pack. I don't know, whatever. So what happens now? If you go to Add Instance, go to Import, and if you import the Mr. Pack file, it's actually going to give you this pop-up. Similar mod pack was found. One or more of your instances are from this same mod pack. Do you want to create a separate instance or update the existing one? So this should, I mean, you probably want to create a backup of your instance just in case before you update, but this should hopefully let you seamlessly update your existing instance, and I have not included those other files, so nothing that you should have set up for yourself to be comfortable with your journey map and your JEI and other potential settings, options.txt and all that has not been included. So this way it'll seamlessly update what has to be updated and leave what you want intact. So that should solve a lot of those problems. It'll be a lot easier to maintain going forward, rather than having people delete this mod, add this mod, piece by piece. This is finally I figured out how to get it to do an update, like a legitimate update versus whatever other crazy things we've tried so far. So yeah, that should about do it. Any questions as always, let me know. But I hope that helps you guys out. Those are some of the common things that were coming up as potential issues.